Hello, hello, good people. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Make America Think Again with Shauna Vaughn. Welcome back. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Please share, like, and share the channel content. Share the videos with others that you believe can benefit from the information. Bring them on over, have them join the channel as well. Down below, you can see the correct spelling of my name. You can see my IG page information is there. Please go to the page for more political content. I post a lot more there than I actually talk about here, just because I don't necessarily have the time to do so. And then also you have my Cash App there. Last week, somebody made a comment about my camera. You want me to update my camera and my equipment, then donate to the Cash App, okay? All right, so moving on, I want to pick up where I left off with the last episode about Renee Good being murdered. And that's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. I want to pick up there. I want to pick up with her words to her murderer, Jonathan Ross. Her last words, as far as we know, as far as what was on camera to the murderer was, "That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you." His response was to shoot her in the face 3 times and walk away and call her a fucking bitch. Let's start there, because some people have been in the comments here on this channel and then also on my other social media pages actually trying to justify any human being shot in the face 3 different times when they have said to you, "That's fine, dude, I'm not mad at you," and they're trying to move their vehicle away from the individual. Dumb ass, stupid ass, brainwashed, unmolested by intelligence individuals keep trying to justify another human being shot in the face 3 times. They're not talking about arrested. We're not talking about being arrested. We're not talking about being detained. We're talking about being murdered. Murdered. I don't care if she was blocking the truck initially before we could see in the video. I don't care if she was blowing a whistle. I don't care if she was yelling at somebody. I don't care if she had just dropped her child off or she was out there protesting all fucking morning. No one deserves to be shot in the face 3 times for any of that. There's no justification for that. And then after that, no aid was rendered to this woman. Not one icy person tried to administer CPR. Not one. There was a doctor on the scene. They would not allow the doctor to even go and take her pulse. They would not allow him near her. And then when the EMTs show up, the EMTs had to park so far away that they had to come in on foot and take her lifeless body out of the car, carry her by her limbs like a potato sack, according to one of the witnesses. And then you see her being taken to a corner out of the crowd, and then them trying to do CPR. So it's almost as if these individuals, the icy folks, saw that the kill shot had been delivered. They knew that the kill shot had been delivered. Therefore, there's no reason for me to try to do CPR. There's no reason for me to try to check to see if this individual is alive. There's no reason for me to allow this doctor over so the whole crowd can know that she's already dead. There's no reason for us to move our vehicles so that the ambulance can get in immediately once it arrives, because we already know the kill shot was delivered. And then Jonathan Ross walks over to the vehicle, looks in, I guess checking his work, and then casually walks off and says, "Oh, somebody should call 911. Somebody call 911," as he casually walks away. No sense of urgency, no show of remorse, none of that. And then on the back of that, he gets in a vehicle, gets in an SUV, leaves. We find out that within hours, the HHS or DHS department is at his home, helping him and his family move out of the home. And now there's a GoFundMe for this murderer that is up to $300,000. What type of person do you have to be? What type of soulless individual donates to someone who, in my opinion, is questionable as to whether or not it was intentional, shoots a woman, a person, a human being in the face 3 times, shows no remorse, doesn't try to resuscitate her, does nothing, walks away from the scene. What type of person donates to that? Who are you? Where did you come from? Who hurt you? What is wrong with you? What happened to you? Like, who are you people? GoFundMe is up to $300,000. Last time I checked, before I started recording this. Bottom line, point blank, period. No one deserves to be shot in the face. No one deserves that. I really don't care what the fuck you did. Well, no, I don't care what you did. There's prison. There's for protesting. There is detained. You can be detained. You can be arrested. Because we're talking about protesting right now. Getting shot in the face. When did that even become a fucking option? Connected to protesting. Half of you decent folks, and I'm saying there's a fraction of you that I can tell just in watching a lot of video of you icy people, watching body language, watching how you're interacting with the other human beings that are there protesting. I can tell some of you probably signed up for this shit just for the money. And my advice to you right now is to get out. This is your sign to get out. Take whatever money you have made thus far, take whatever bonus or fraction of a bonus they gave you. I don't even think the student loan thing is going to happen. I think that's a damn lie. But get out. Take the money and run. Get out now. Because it's only going to get worse from this point. It's only going to escalate from this point. We have seen that since the murder of Renee Good. It has escalated. They're breaking down doors now. They're ramming their cars into other cars, snatching people off of major fairways and streets in the morning, at gas stations. I saw a guy get pulled out of a car at a gas station and beat up. We don't even know if this dude is alive. They carried him off and it looked like he either passed out or he was dead. There was a woman who was dragged out of her car. They rammed her car, hit her car. This is in the morning when everybody's on their way to work. and then dragged her out of the car. She's screaming, "Help me." There's another video of icy folks pulling over, getting out of a vehicle with a woman who is zip tied. She cannot move her hands, and taking her into a porta potty. Y'all know how small fucking porta potties are. And this man goes in behind her and closes the door. So we know, we can all think, we can all speculate as to what happened there. There's reports already also out of Minneapolis of a Somali woman who says she was sexually assaulted. So if you just got into this for the money, I'm telling you, get out now, because you're going to be associated with a whole lot of heinous shit moving forward. Last thing I want to do is explain the difference between absolute immunity and qualified immunity, because your vice president is lying to you. Number one, the only person, I did a video about this, but I just want to break it down again. Number one, the only person who has absolute immunity in this country is the president. No matter who that president is, it is the president at that time. And that's just right now, because SCOTUS ruled on this last year. Supreme Court ruled on this last year. So right now that happens to be the felon, but the next president, they will have absolute immunity unless this is rolled back somehow. But this is the only individual, this is the only title a person can hold to have that has absolute immunity. These icy folks don't have that shit. They're not even police officers. Police officers have qualified immunity. They don't fall under that umbrella. And for those of you that don't know what qualified immunity is, that means that these police officers, which is why we see oftentimes they get off for the police brutality, and then the city pays for the bullshit that they did into the millions. Our tax dollars goes to pay for their fuck ups because they have qualified immunity. Because you can't touch their retirement, you can't touch their income. They can move around to another department if they so choose. That's what qualified immunity does for them. We don't even know if these icy folks have that. But JD Vance wants you to believe that they have absolute immunity. And I think that was more so for them, to activate them, to tell all the psychopaths and the sociopaths who are part of this rogue, barbaric regime, to give them the green light to do what the fuck they want to do, what they've always wanted to do, because that's who they are. That's who they are. Some of these people signed up to do exactly what Jonathan Ross did the other day. They saw that opportunity for them to finally get into the position of power that they needed to be in to get away with all the bullshit that they've been trying to get away with probably for years, and have a pass to do it. And that's what the vice president just did for them when he stood from that podium and said, "Oh, but they have absolute immunity. You do not. You do not. And we will find you. When this is all over, we will find you. Because unless you motherfuckers are getting paid in cash, your checks are going somewhere. There's a paper trail. We'll find you." Anyone else also, this is my last point, because this makes me concerned. I don't know what's going on. Drop it in the comments if you know something to the contrary, if you know something different. But this is my last point on this. Does anybody else find it peculiar that in most of the interviews that you have seen with the police chief of Minneapolis, that he remains fairly quiet? He can be standing next to the mayor, the attorney general. He can be standing next to a whole bunch of folks, and he remains quiet. And I don't know what that means. Maybe that means he said all that he has to say. Maybe because I'm not watching the local news, I'm not seeing a lot that he has to say. Their local news, I'm not seeing a lot that he's had to say. But I find it oddly, I just find it strange that he's so quiet during every interview that I've seen. He's not just really vocal about what is happening in his city. Also, I said that was going to be my last point, but this is my actual last point. I know that the governor Walz, he said that he was going to call on the National Guard or call down National Guard because right now, I don't know if you know this, but in Minneapolis, the icy folks actually outnumber the police department. They lost a lot of people who were part of the police department after George Floyd's murder. They lost a lot of people. So the icy folks actually outnumber the police officers right now. That's why you had Tim Walz come out and say that I'm going to call up some of the National Guard. Well, Tim Walz, where are they? Where are they? Because obviously your officers need help. Your people need help. And to all the other blue states, all the other governors in the blue states, number one, stop sending federal dollars to these individuals, to this administration. Stop funding our demise. Keep that damn money for your states right now. And number two, you can help Governor Walz out by sharing some of your some of the National Guard. You can help them out. Texas has done it. Governor Hot Wheels has done it. Sent his people to other states. Why can't you? Why can't you to help out Walz? Y'all work that shit out. What are we doing here? You sending money, you still sending money to the government, funding our own demise. We're not helping out the other blue states. What's going on? Gavin Newsom, love you, but I need you to take more action. All these memes and shit, we need action. Come on. So I'm going to wrap this up with the final words that I know that I saw Renee Nicole Good speak, and that is, that's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. And to that, the response to that was that she was murdered. And Jonathan Ross must be held accountable.